Cheers, Alex.
Cheers.
Yes.
It's nice to finally win a game.
Yeah.
What is this
Win a couple of games
Yeah.
from a South African
Sharks did
perspective.
very good as well, eh? That was the first game of the weekend.
I actually
Friday
missed
night.
that one, so you guys are going to have to...
Oh, this was very good. I was impressed by Buta Chamberlain.
Yeah.
He made a few mistakes as well. I
3
see
drop goals.
Yeah, but 3 drop goals. But he also did kick a kick-off out on the full and did a few silly things. But I like him, and he's young and he's got a lot of good energy and he's confident. So the coach has put his faith in him at fly off instead of Kevin Bosch. The game started a bit weird. Did you check out the start? There were I say it every week, but there were a few very weird refereeing decisions across the board, and I don't think we're exaggerating, and we're not moaning and whinging and stuff, but things that were like very strange.
Stop whinging.
It's difficult. I think it's difficult to watch. Not being used to that kind of refereeing, and then to see how they interpret things. But to me, the biggest difference in the refereeing is that the refs in the Northern Hemisphere are not very open to a lot of review on a thing. No. So once they've made up their minds, they almost are reluctant to get proved wrong. It feels like they don't want to be proved wrong, and so once they make a decision,
they don't use the review.
They don't use it. Like,
there was a try against the Lions, which actually was the difference in the game, because the Lions only lost by 4 points. There was no referral, and they say that their refs are an embarrassment. They're an embarrassment to.
Are they saying it as well?
Yes, I saw a lot of Welsh oaks saying it's embarrassing.
Look, to me, it's more almost the inconsistency of it that is more of an issue. Because the thing is, if you see the ref blowing, for instance, that one that you pointed out with Thomas the Toy, like sort of falling over and then getting back on his feet and being blown for that.
But the ball was already at his heels.
Yeah.
That happens. And then I specifically looked at the Osprey players, and that happened 4 or 5 times exactly.
But that's exactly what I'm saying.
Hands over the ruck, falling flat on their stomachs, and nothing happened.
Yep.
So there's a component of inconsistency, but I'm gonna say that sometimes it just feels biased. Yeah. I'm sorry, you can whatever, but it feels that way sometimes, because
in the Irish games it felt like that, but I felt like
definitely in the Irish games,
in the Bulls game, I thought it was inconsistent. So some penalties we won, like for instance Marcel Coetzee penalty late in the second half. Like he didn't seem like he was really on his feet properly. He sort of.
I thought that was dubious as well, that decision.
So I'm not going to say that they're biased. I'm going to say that they're inconsistent, and that makes it hard to read and to play to.
In the Sharks game, that ref, it sort of seemed like he wanted to put the marker out there, and then after that, he blew the game almost perfectly. After about 20 minutes, so he punished them, and it's weird to me that they blow penalties at the ruck when you're on the attack for very marginal things, and then he stopped completely. He didn't give any more penalties on the attack. It all seemed fair to me. I can't complain about anything that he did in the next 60 minutes in the game.
Yeah.
So I think we're just easing into it, and the refs just want to be like, I'm in control. And it could be because of things that we've done in the past and said, and that.
I think it's egos, bro.
Getting excited.
I think the refs have got egos, and they hate being challenged. And it's like Bismarck, for example. I can understand how Bismarck can really get under a ref's skin. If you watch him, he always has a go at the ref, like constantly. And I can understand that starts to put a ref off to the point where the ref just decides to blow against you. So we've also got to be cautious about arrogance towards a referee. I get it. Which is where Nigel Owens was so good. He was so good at establishing himself as the authority in a game, and he still blew extremely fairly. But I think we're just still getting used to it. My biggest gripe is that they don't take try situations, for example, as seriously as they should. They should review that thing to death, and then be careful that the try was awarded or not.
Award a try that never went over the try line.
It's not club. It's not like an amateur league. This is top tier professional rugby.
Especially when it came down to such a close situation. Okay, but I mean, do you want to talk about the Lions game now?
Sure. Because talk about the Lions game.
I thought the Lions threw that away completely. They had such extreme scrum dominance.
Yeah.
It was almost like it's hard. It's like watching a minnow team in a Rugby World Cup where they do some things right, but they just don't have that last. They just don't have that killer instinct. And the Lions, I mean, they won many scrum penalties in their half, and then they would kick it in deep into their half, and then they would lose like a line out or knock a ball on.
They couldn't score a single try in 80 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought, you know what you must need to remind yourself when you watch the Lions is they've got some really high quality rugby players. I mean, they've got Jaco Kriel and these guys. They've got a few of them.
Yeah.
And I thought the move with Viljoen coming into 10 was excellent.
Yeah.
He looked to me really. I thought he looked like
a
man, and he's kicking for posts. It's so flawless. So easy.
Yeah.
Never seen him kick.
Man.
He's got a huge.
I was so pleasantly surprised. I think that's what they got. They got to stick with him. You know.
Yeah. So that was the Glasgow Warriors.
Yeah. They brought in Fred Zeilinger now as cover.
Yeah. I don't think that's.
Is Glasgow the best Scottish team? It looks like it to me.
They were like 3 seasons back. I remember they were like the top, weren't they? When the Cheetahs were still in the competition. I think they actually won it in the last 3 years, 4 years.
Yeah.
Edinburgh
don't look that good, if I have to be honest with you.
So what I wanted to say is perhaps the Scottish team. Sorry to Scottish fans, but they don't look as good as the Irish teams. The Irish teams look scary.
I don't think any of them look as good as the Irish teams.
Yeah.
I think even the Welsh teams are mediocre. The Irish teams look hectic good.
Yeah.
Well, we also played the Irish. The South African teams played the Irish in the first couple of weeks. So I think we've settled. We will grow in confidence.
Of fire.
It was.
Leinster and Munster definitely look. Connacht, I can see I think they even lost their last game.
Yeah, they lost the last game. Yeah.
But Connacht. But
so I think the Lions threw that game away. And if you look at the next game, the Stormers against Edinburgh, it looked like it was going to be like a crazy runaway sort of situation there in the beginning. It was like the first 5 minutes they scored 2 tries.
Yes.
Jaco van der Walt, the fly off from Edinburgh.
Yeah.
He looked like in
Former
dangerous form. But then the Stormers sort of came back into it. And what I wanted to say about the Stormers is they actually look like a Nienaber defence. What I mean is their defence at least rushes up and puts pressure.
Okay.
The commentators kept talking about
the rush defence
and how good they are. And the Stormers could have won that game.
Wasn't it like 0-0 in the second half?
Yeah, there were no points. Was it that game where there were no? No, I think it was the
Are you sure?
Lions game that there were no points.
No, I think it was the Stormers game.
It was the Stormers,
It was not a single point.
All.
Yeah, 20 all was a draw.
Half, yeah.
And the Stormers had a chance to win it. Sweel missed the. I didn't think it was that hard a kick.
But Sweel's not your. Sweel's like, to me, is just like a fill-in. Just filling in until they find the right fly off.
That Abner van Reenen, he looked quite good.
Yeah, you know,
is the choice.
I've got to say a couple of things about the Stormers. One is Gallant is looking amazing.
Yeah. Putting his hand up for the Springboks.
Big time. And the other thing, like, I'm not a huge Peterson fan.
Yeah.
But he looks like one of their best players at the moment. Sir Gilles, he's
coaches rate him.
Yeah, he really, I mean, on defence he looked excellent, and he was, I don't know, I feel like he's got a bit of X factor in that team.
Yeah.
So I've got to say, like, I'm warming up to this guy and what he can bring to the table. Ivan Roos for me looks better and better every game.
Yeah. He's going to get a call up eventually.
Definitely.
Maybe not this year, but he'll play Springbok rugby at some stage.
I actually think he's playing. I think he's better than Ulrich Lowe.
Yeah.
It's exciting because if you look at we've got Jasper Wiese, who, you know, he's no Dwayne Vermeulen yet, but I think he performed decently.
No one will ever be Dwayne Vermeulen.
No one will be Dwayne.
And that's it.
And
don't ever say that again.
Namad Kaba, number 6 flanker, also very good. Also a young talent, very busy.
Yeah.
Good
Gets
ball
over the
carrier,
ball.
Good at stealing the ball.
Yeah, he went off early though. I think he was a bit tired.
Okay.
His fitness wasn't quite there. Yeah.
I don't rate this tight head prop for the Stormers. I can't remember his name, but I think there's a weakness in the Stormers scrum, and I think it's him.
Yeah.
If I have to be honest with you guys, Brock Harris looks awesome. Scudder's even playing well.
That other lock, actually, I never rated him.
Murat.
Morat.
Yeah, he's good, eh? He was under 20 captain.
I'm extremely impressed with that guy.
And he's large.
Competition.
But he's very young, but it looks like he's bulked up a bit.
He's really
definitely.
He's become a danger man there.
He's one of those oaks who does nothing super flashy, but everything he does extremely well.
Yeah.
But he does. It's not like he breaks the line or puts in a huge tackle, but his work rate's very good, and he makes very few mistakes.
I'll take him over that that guy from the Sharks. What's the oak from the Sharks?
Ruben.
No, the other oak.
Van Heerden.
Tall, skinny guy.
Oh yeah, Harun Andrews.
Yeah, no, like is that guy a rugby player? He looks like a basketball player.
He didn't play too badly against.
I don't know. I can't get over it. I don't understand why that guy plays rugby.
It was Glasgow, no? Yeah.
But Murat looks like the real deal as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he looks very good.
Yeah, so I think the Stormers were not unlucky. They should have won that game.
Yes.
And so they should have won that.
But it'd be nice to have 3 victories.
Yes,
out of the 4
they just
teams,
need a good fly off, man. If they had like a world class fly off, they'd be winning a lot more. Also, like I think the South African teams have learnt a little bit, and we've started to play with a lot more energy on defence, especially. Like I was moaning in the previous videos about our energy, how it looked lackluster, but now we picked up the energy big time.
Yeah.
The Bulls in the first half were completely useless.
Half time in the Bulls game, it was. I mean, there was no energy, there was no intensity. Looked like they didn't want to be there.
You guys, I wasn't there. I was at a wedding. I didn't watch the game, but the messages I saw from you guys, I thought we were going to lose by like 50 points.
It was horrendous.
Honestly, it was puke-worthy stuff.
Yeah.
It was really terrible to watch.
Yeah, even the commentators were like this.
And it was 29-19 in the end.
I mean, yes. What was that? Because we were down. It was 26 points we scored in the second half.
Yeah. So in the first half, basically, what happened was we lost every single ball because we got ridiculously tall loose forwards who couldn't clean out a single ball, a single ruck.
Yeah.
And then I think at half time Jake White just changed tactic a little bit, because we saw in the second half that it seemed like the props and the hooker were doing a lot more cleaning.
Yes.
Because they could get nice and low and clean those.
Yeah, but they took Jacques du Plessis off at half time basically. Remember they brought Arnaud Botha on for Jacques du Plessis.
Yeah.
And to me that's Jacques du Plessis.
A few guys that are closer to the ground that can contest at the run.
I also think this is where I'm going to make two outrageous statements. First of all, I think Jacques du Plessis is overrated. If I have to be honest with you, he's just big. I haven't even seen him like get over the advantage line with his size.
Yeah.
And secondly, Chris Smith completely outplayed Johan Goosen.
Yeah.
But there's a reason, I think. I think in the first half, the beginning of the first half before Johan Goosen went off, like Johan Goosen was playing very flat, which is his style.
Yeah.
And the Cardiff Blues their rush defense was fantastic.
Yeah.
And that's what made him look so bad. And what Chris Smith did well is he was deeper. Yeah, he was deeper. He had a dominant pack of forwards, because we really in the second half the forwards really took control of the game and gave him a lot of space there in the pocket, and I think that's what made the difference.
Definitely, but I actually have been completely underwhelmed by Johan Goosen.
No, he's definitely not been.
I think Johan Goosen's had 2 good games, and I think outside of that he's looked, I don't know, he reminds me a little bit of Willie Leroux.
Yeah.
Like he's not solid, and his defense is bad.
I think if we play on the high at Loftus, for instance, I think he's gonna be a different prospect.
Yeah.
Do you know what I love about Chris Smith? His precision. Like for example, his cross kick was perfect. He looks calm. You know, I always thought about him as an average fly half, but actually, I can that game he really changed my mind about him.
Yeah.
Came on high pressure, we were behind, and basically, obviously we changed tactics as well, which helped us. But I've always had this worry about Goosen, that he's erratic, and that he gets flustered. But when he's on fire, and when we've got the momentum, it's like Elton Jantjies. Then he looks good. But I haven't seen the Goosen that promises to be. If you know what I mean, we all got this high expectation.
Take over from Pollard or something.
Yeah, I don't see that happening. If I have to be honest with you guys,
Cornerstone's probably going to start now when he comes in.
That'll be a shame for Chris Smith, man.
I feel
maybe
bad for
he'll be
Chris
on
Smith,
the
but Chris
bench.
Smith, I mean, he is developing, like you say.
Didn't he play for Stellenbosch? He was he wasn't he the Stellenbosch number 10? Yeah, so that means he is. I mean, if you play number 10 for Marties, it means you're good. So
fast is Madosh Tambu, yeah.
Insanely fast. He ran past.
well, how slow is their
Reece
what's his name?
Reece Priestland.
No, I just think he's really slow and Madosh is really fast.
Yeah. Reece Priestland, like I thought he was going to be like some sort of Welsh superstar at one stage.
Yes.
But when you look at him now, he doesn't look like a rugby player.
I think they love Gareth Anscombe.
Yeah. Is it just me?
Nah, that Priestland guy is dead average.
Anscombe didn't look like
Small.
much against the Sharks.
Yeah.
Ospreys was so bad. I mean, sorry, you just had a very.
I don't know. The Welsh fly-offs look extremely mediocre. Like, but Sexton looks like the real deal in Ireland. And the commentators were going berserk about him being like, he's clearly the number one fly-off in the country.
They were a bit upset that he didn't go with the Lions.
I think they've got good reason, because I think, look, they didn't play, what's his name, the Scottish guy, Finn Russell. They didn't play him as much as they should have against South Africa.
Yes.
And they are rating him, I think they're completely going overboard, but maybe he is the real deal. I don't know. We haven't seen him yet.
No, he's not playing. We haven't seen him in the...
Oh, did you guys hear that we're still going to play our home games in Italy?
Yeah. So maybe we must talk about
looking forward to buying tickets and going to the matches.
that's the news of the week is.
Yes,
I think that's deliberate.
No, it's too late.
I think it's cheating. I think it's deliberate.
Look, in COVID, so many things changed very quickly, like in a week. So I'm almost with you, but it's the stadiums think they're going to make money, and it's TV rights and this and that.
That's the problem. You can't change it.
Unions are like, no, but we were going to make X amount from this match, and not from one match, from a lot of matches.
I would like to know how much MultiChoice and Vodacom are bringing to this tournament, and if it makes complete sense for them to do that. But who's going to go watch these games in Italy?
Okay, but it's getting dark, so let's quickly run through the injuries as well. So Archie Snyman injured.
Shame, man. Bad for the Springboks as well.
Bad for Munster.
And they love him there in Munster.
Bad for Munster.
Bad for Munster.
Bad for the
Van
Boks.
Goosen, Morgenstein coming in.
Yeah.
And Archie is out for a long time.
Yeah. It's both knee injuries for both those guys.
Frans Malherbe is out for the November tour.
Yeah. That's a bummer.
Then the other newsworthy thing was Hugh Bladen.
Shame.
Blades.
Still shout out to Blades. He had a stroke.
I'm going to have a beer on you tonight.
Yeah, we'll have a beer on Blades.
I feel better.
Blades is a legend.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, unbelievable. Yeah,
Try time, South Africa.
Yeah.
Anyway,
on
you.
Cheers.
Thanks, guys.
Mine's empty.